Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and a link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show increases the live audience, of course, and this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. We are joined by Sleeping Warrior. How are you doing?
All is good, my mate, all is good.
Excellent. So have you got a little countdown timer for Rumpus's model failure, the pseudoscience model that is known as the globe?
Yeah, 2 hours. This show duration marks the end of his period from which he requested the other show, like 2 shows ago, the 48-hour period. So anywhere along this show, we're trying to find out whether or not there was actually some element of a prediction. Now, since the last show, I've blocked Rumpus on Skype because he called me a liar. After knowing and me presenting yesterday the evidence that shows that there was no mention whatsoever of a model, there was only ever a mention of the conditions that the Earth model would require to explain the missing 700 feet of curvature. He insists on trying to derail the argument by calling me the liar, despite the evidence being shown yesterday, and I just can't accept that. I cannot accept that he is trying to derail it. So I'm going to recall my position. I don't believe that Rumpus has got any maths to put into any model that he may or may not have done. However, last night Issa was on, Issa Mahalski, and he and Cathexis basically took an impartial view on it and said, if his modeling requires the inputs to be able to give you the visuals, he has got a point because he can't get the visuals first. And I'm like, maybe it's just a bad model. You can rearrange formulas in mathematics, so he can do that. But the way he's got his model made maybe doesn't allow him to do that. And I accepted that it would be a bit harsh for me to not give him the information. So what I did was I said, right, I'll give you 3 times. I'll give you 1 correct time, and I'll give you 2 wrong times. Put 3 of them through your system, and then let's see what the results are. And then you tell me which one matches. Okay. So Jeremy said he'd passed the message on, but denied any rights or responsibilities as a result of it, which is fine. So as far as I know, Rumpus has had the 3 times. Now, basically, all I want to see is which time is right. I accept that if the model that he's created can't do the prediction without having the variables, I think it's fair that he gets the 3 times, because it is a compromise on my part. I was worried that he would backward engineer the maths, and that's a fair point. But I accept that he may not be able to get the result out of his model if it requires the parameters to be put in the first place, which is the position, I believe. But I don't accept that if you're given 3 times, that your model then can't make a match. So I don't see why there's any need for any secrecy on his part. Is he able to model it based on the times, 2 of which are wrong, 1 of which is correct, or not? There doesn't need to be synchronicity at this point. It's simple. Can you model it successfully or not?
Not being a prediction, though. You know, it's like predicting it would be predicting it, as opposed to saying, well, here's your 3 options, you pick the ones that are right and wrong. It's like, well, that's not really a prediction. You're being given options. You know, you've got a statistical chance of just getting it right by guessing.
Correct. He's got a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right totally by guessing. However, the 3 times I gave him... Oh, hang on a sec. You deal with that, Nathan.
You've been muted. Ilya.
That's all right. I didn't realise the link was public. Sorry. Pop that out there. Right. So, what was I doing? I've lost where I was up to.
Well,
Yeah, he's
maybe
got
you
a
can-
1 in 3 chance of getting it right just by a guess. But we're testing the predictive nature of his model. So, and it's not necessarily his model, it's just the predictive nature of the model, right? So it doesn't even have to be attributed to Rumpus. Personally, it can be indirectly or not even connected to Rumpus in any way, shape, or form. It's just whether or not their model, their belief structure, is able to make the predictions that they claim it can. Now, he has the correct information. He has the time. He doesn't know which one it is, but which one, when he runs it through the system, gives him the right result. And if he's able to demonstrate that, then great. Maybe there is an element of predictivity in his model. But I'm going to call it. I'm going to say that he's got no maths to support his model, even if he does. And even if he does, he's not able to predict it. So therefore, his model of prediction, or the claim that they can make predictions on their model, has to fail. That is my position. So,
I mean, I've got to agree with Quantum Erase from yesterday. He says, well, try strapping on the word pseudoscience before the word model, because that's what it is. You only use models if you have a limitation on your hypothesis. Therefore, pseudoscience. So it's a pseudoscience model. We're not out proving things with these models. It's just their idol. This is their idol. The globe is an idol.
well, let's find out whether he was able to make his prediction within the 48 hours. Given that I've given him the 3 times, I don't accept that there is any reason why he should like demand synchronicity. He
Gonna start a new hangout already? I've already lost mine.
makes it match.
You dropping in and out. I don't know if it's your internet connection.
Oh,
Still there? Dodge. Been booted already. The record time, 7 minutes. There we go.
that was weird.
I don't think you were kicked. Yeah, got something going wrong. I don't know if it's wrong with the hangout. Is it worth me starting a different one? Well, if you're watching this and you've got the capability, if you can join us, well, just rule out that it's Anthony's connection. That'd be really handy.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on. It seems to be spitting its dummy out.
Reckon it's worth me starting a different hangout?
Oh, it seems to be my internet.
Oh, okay, fine. I won't.
Yeah, that invitation didn't include Jamie Drury.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm not quite sure whether you heard what I was saying or not, or if I dropped. Was I dropping whilst I was making the rumpus point?
No, you were all right. It's only the last 60 seconds.
Yeah. So basically, he has the information now. He doesn't know which one is true, but he knows that he has the information, right? And I don't know. I just want to know: has he made it? Has he got the ability to predict or not? And I don't accept that he has any reason to be unsynchronized, to be synchronous with me now. I don't accept that. So if you got it, let's see it. Get on the panel and let's see what you've got the prediction for, Rumpus. So if anybody can get the message to him, tell him that he's being summoned.
It's got an hour and 3/4 before the 48 hours is up that he said he needed to make a prediction. He wouldn't retract that it was a prediction, you know, even though at this point it's dangerously close to not being, as you've given him 3 options.
Yeah. And he's argued that he never agreed to make a prediction. But he has agreed to make a prediction. He has. He's diluted it into a model because he knows he can't make the prediction. But now he has the information, he should be able to do it. So, if for the ballers, if Rumpus fails in his quest to try and argue in future that your model has predictive capabilities if, when tested, it fails. And Rumpus is the best man to do it because he correctly points out that I am not qualified to even have an opinion on the matter. Okay, but you're qualified to be able to do it, right? So let's see what you've got, because it appears that you've got nothing. Need to knock some music off. There we go. So did I drop then, or am I still on?
Dropping 5% of the time. It's nothing to get in a twitch about.
So the convention's finished. Massive success. All those people that were claiming it was going to flump got it wrong, massively. Basically, they needed bigger rooms. They were sold out and more. So, and Ruhif sent me a message from the Sydney Herald, and it was verbatim copied text from Telegraph in England. There was an article from the Telegraph in England saying one thing, and it was copy and pasted into the Sydney Herald. So whoever's carefully worded it in the first instance, it's just literally been copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Seems that there's an orchestrated and structured thing that the media get. One story fits all. So what
are your predictions? Do you think he'll join? Do you think he'll come with the prediction?
Well, he opened with the last hangout he was in. His opening phrase was, "When I said I didn't think he'd even turn up."
We've lost you. There you go. Dropped. Maybe because he's dropped, you can't hear me telling him that he's dropped. Yeah, your internet connection's got a problem. Might be worth a restart if you can still hear me, Anthony. Thanks, Vane Veen, for occasionally sharing the show.
This is really weird.
What do you want to do? Do you want to restart? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Could you hear me saying it might be worth a restart?
Restart? No, it's my internet that's dropping. You mean restart my PC?
I think so. I don't know. You're definitely dropping in and out. That if that doesn't work, I'll start a new hangout. I might do just that anyway. Just restart hangout, as we're pretty much just sat here waiting to tick the time down on the deadline for the rumpus. So I don't mind just starting a new hangout, so both angles are covered while you restart. 5 minutes of dead air. Don't fuss me. He's gone. Can't even hear me. Can't even communicate to him to restart. So, yeah, hopefully he's heard. I think he's dropped, so I'll do exactly that. I'll start up a new hangout. If you're watching this and you were intending to join via the Skype link or the public link in the info box, it's going to change shortly. Sorry for the dead air, folks. He did suggest I have a little countdown timer. I said, if you bring it up, I'll display it. But now he's not here. No countdown timer. I put the countdown music on, but I'd probably get a copyright strike for it. As I've said before, this is just folly. We are just humouring you globeheads and your idol, the globe. Yes, it is indeed pseudoscience. Proves nothing. There you go. The new link is out in Skype. I'll probably keep the link from being public for about 5 or 10 minutes. Immediately started getting trolley trolls in, as you would expect. Been a while, but I might as well do a few shout-outs as I'm sat here on my Todd. Hello, The Rig. Good to see you. Bruno, thanks for being here. Ali B, hello. Bill G, good to see you. Rune Thornton. God dag. Don't really know what you mean. Mr. Flat Curve, hello. Ding ding knockout. Yeah, apart from the profanity, I echo those sentiments. Hello, Sarah Christina. Nice to have you in our chat. Veen, hello. Thank you for sharing the show. Ding ding knockout. Good to see you. M. Scott Veach, thanks for being here. Ute, good to see you. Alan B, hey gang, hey Alan. Chances are we'll see a bit from you later. Hello Sean, thanks for being here, nice to see you. Don't miss anybody. Was, can't miss Was. Hello Was. Was here, yes you were. I'm not even going to try and, well I will try and. Joseph, Joseph, Jozef, yeah Joseph. Why not? Hello. Good to see you. Meridian. Hello there. Good to see you as well. Andres, just in time. No more shout outs from me. That's it. That's your lot. No. Hello to you too. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. Right, where the hell's Sleeping Warrior? Restarted his computer and it's all gone bang. Gone up in a big puff of smoke. On my way back in, he says. Oh, brilliant. I can't wait. Hello. No audio.
That was weird.
Horribly wrong for Sleeping Warrior. There we go. Did I hear something?
Yes, we're back.
Excellent.
I have no explanation for what just happened.
What's that then?
Just choppy internet. It's never done that before in its life.
Got perfect internet. Never fails.
It's normally the same for me. I pride myself on the service that I get because it is exceptionally good. However, there were gremlins today, so
Just run
hard
true
reset of the
fibre optic,
modem,
yeah.
hard reset of the PC. Job's a good one.
Just had proper fibre optic cables run to the door. So,
Really?
Yeah, so I can't wait to get that plugged in. I'm just under contract with whoever I'm with at the moment, but as soon as that's out, I'll be on fibre optic. Can't wait. Woohoo.
Yeah, we're getting a speed doubling in the next 12 months, apparently.
Are you already on
Looking forward
fibre
to
optic
that.
then?
Pardon?
Have you already got fibre optic? You're on Virgin, right?
Yeah, I'm on Virgin. I'm on, it's 125 down, 25 up. I believe.
So the question becomes, when do I put this link out? Because obviously Rumpus can't actually join now to show us his amazing prediction.
Put it out now. I've got the back chat open.
Stick it out now. Okay.
Yeah. Why is this a new hangout?
This is a new hangout, yeah, just in case that was the problem. I just thought, sod it, I'll start a new one now.
Yeah, yeah.
If nothing else, we'll amuse some sad, lonely people for a few minutes.
Well, I'm just doing a speed test. I'm only getting a 68 download speed at the minute. It should be like double that.
It's awful.
But must be an issue with the service provider.
Must be.
But in any event, we're still waiting for the Rumpus to make his prediction, and the end of the show will mark the time lapse of the 48-hour period in which he requested. Shout out to P900 Coolpix. We were looking at some of your work last night, me, Ranty, and Nathan, because he's gone and replicated your work, because I think he was looking at your work and thinking, I'm going to go and do that.
Is that really you? Probably not at this time.
It's me.
Hey, it is.
Wow, good to have you. Bit early for you.
Yeah, long time no see, man.
No, you're in every day, mate.
Yeah. Those snipers, man, they are out there.
Yeah, they love coming in on your stock account.
Yeah, I need to pick a more difficult name or something. So how'd the meetup go yesterday?
Which one was that?
Y'all had the conference, I think, the UK conference?
Oh, I was there on the Friday with Nathan, and we opened. We were the first ones to make a presentation, apparently. Well, we were. I found it fantastic. I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah,
I saw some of the videos from Iron Realm, and it looked like it was great.
All right, you're making a lot of background noise.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can, but we can hear you driving more.
Yeah, my car needs some oil or something.
Needs a bit of gravity.
If only. Gravity just doesn't make any sense, man. It's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I heard a very interesting explanation for gravity from a round earther. It's kind of like picking and, choosing the things, I guess, that work with, the model or whatever. But they say that gravity is the ability of the substance to absorb the energy from the ether. And so if it absorbs a lot of energy, it has weight. And if it doesn't absorb a lot of energy, it's pretty light. And so that would kind of work, I guess, in a flat earth model with a dielectric electromagnetic explanation for gravity instead of just gravity as this quote unquote force or whatever.
Well, did you see the debate with the physicists on the thingy, the hangout? The convention they had three physicists on, and basically it was really good. They were flummoxed by the gyroscope points. They were arguing over the atmosphere.
God, people are just crazy.
Now, did we lose both of you, or just Arav?
That was quite good. I didn't spot that they muted me.
Yeah.
And played music. Yeah, they must have muted Arav because the background noise has stopped.
I've said this before. If you're listening, Arav, just drop me an email, Nathan Oakley 1980@AOL.com, and then I can add you to Skype.
Although I don't think he's when he's on the road, I don't think Skype would be that much use to him.
Oh, maybe not.
Is he still in the chat, or has he been kicked?
No, I think he's been kicked. Sorry, Arav.
What?
C'est la vie.
They whinge and moan for a circle for a non-echo chamber hangout. They get one, and this is how they behave.
I know. Here we go.
See, that was quite cool, like, because now they're joining, doing what they're doing, and muting at the same time.
Very clever.
Pretty impressive stuff.
Very clever.
So Rune Thorsten says, go on about the physicists. Yeah, they had no comeback to the gyroscopes question, other than to say, I can't comment on the gyroscopes. It makes sense, but that won't be the real rave. Was that the don't know, he did speak.
No, I kicked him. It won't be, because once you've been kicked, you can't rejoin, so...
Not easily, no. And he was driving as well, so I don't think it would have been him. Anyway, yeah, the physicists, the gyroscopes, they...
Hello there, guys.
Hello,
yo.
Well then.
Hello.
Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
Hello, it's Rude Earther, by the way. I just jumped in. You just jumped in with that live link.
Yeah.
I just got a quick question, lads. I'm in work, so I can only be quick. Do you know when this Balton laser experiment's coming out, or what's happening with it? Does anyone know?
Yeah, the Balaton laser experiment was a success in that it broke the Hungarian record for the longest laser experiment in their country.
Was that the 21 miler, was it?
I think it was 14 miles, 21 kilometers, if I'm not
21,
mistaken.
Right.
It was certified by Guinness as the national record. And in some respects, it was a success. In other respects, it wasn't. They didn't get the distance that they wanted. And in some respects, it was a success. In other respects, they got what they wanted. But ultimately, it was mixed. The weather wasn't kind to them, which we know about really well. The weather has to be reasonable. You have to be able to see further than your hand. So ultimately, it was good, but it wasn't as good as they were expecting. But I believe the results. I don't know where the results go. To be honest, I don't know how they released them publicly, but they are due. Are you still here, Nath?
Yeah, I was just waiting to see if Rude Earth had replied to you. No,
I don't think he realises he's been muted.
Yeah, Karen had a little Q&A with Patricia on the potato party the other day and explained about how the crystal inside the laser had broken, so that's got to get repaired and so on, and how they're basically just stepping up the experiments, just getting longer and longer distances. So she went through some of it on Patricia's show, as I say.
And the other good thing about the weather getting the way it is, it's going to get worse and worse. It gets better, because there are a lot of people armed with P900s now that are going to go out and find an awful lot of flatness. So we're going to get we're hopefully going to get flooded by people that have gone out and done observations, and hopefully some of them will come on the hangout and present them. My dog was barking in the background for no reason. Right, somebody must be at the door. Give me a sec.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, Nathan. I was just going to say, like, last night I actually walked my dog along Prestat in Seafront, and I could clearly see the Isle of Man. It's 70 miles away from me. I'm taking my P900 tonight, and I'm going to film it if it's there again.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Ranty was showing us some very similar stuff the other day, and it was quite amazing what he was showing us. I mean, just astonishing. So yeah, I don't doubt it for a second. It was very, very cool. Yeah, hopefully when we get Ranty again, with a little bit of luck, he'll actually present some of this stuff to us. We shall see. Lost a couple of my guests by the looks of things. Yep, all three. Wonderful. There may be another short interlude. Hello.
Could you do us a favour? Could you remove a sock account that's a repetition of somebody that we know?
Yes, I think I know who you mean.
Just make sure that it's got a 0 sub count. But if it's the one that I'm on about, it's a 0 sub count sock account and it needs to be removed. Shout out to the one that managed to snipe me. I'm not sure which one it was while I was answering the door. Rude Earther got booted as well. I think the link is bad. Rude Earther, you got sniped. You got kicked by someone. I didn't catch who it was. I was just answering the door. Worms. So we just have to have the echo chamber instead.
Hello. Who's that guest? I recognise that face. Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Well, I'm doing better now. I got sniped about a week ago and was a problem getting back on for some reason.
Well, the only problem is, if you're in the back chat now, there's no way of stopping you from getting sniped because I'm not in there. So you're probably going to get sniped immediately. But if Nathan opens up another hangout, I'll join the hangout, but I'll just sit in the background and just like patrol it a little bit to try and keep you in because you're not going to end up staying in.
We shall see. You still there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Well, we'll see how we
Am
get
I
on.
the only one? Am I the only person here?
Yeah, well, there's me and Anthony, but Anthony's in on Skype because he just got kicked out.
Oh, so people are getting booted left and right.
Yeah,
Well, only when we're not paying
you know what the good thing is? That you're the only one who they're picking on. So that means that you're making progress.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
they
if
pick
you're
on
close to the
everybody
target, you're gonna
indiscriminately
get
because
flack.
that's what they're here to do. They're trying to disrupt the conversation totally. There is one particular guy that has numerous accounts, and he converses to me, and I can tell immediately it's him. He thinks I can't, but I can, because he uses a phraseology that only certain dimwits use. So I know it's him immediately, but he comes on with many different accounts. And there's a correlation, a mathematical correlation, therefore it's proof, right? That when Tim's about, the trolling's terrible. So therefore, by mathematical correlations, Tim must be partly responsible. But
Nonsense.
there is an active and concerted effort to try and stop this.
Wait, see, as long as you use the right math, whoa, I'm okay. And you should be okay with math being good. As long as you plug the right numbers in, you'll get the right answer.
Yeah.
Right. Garbage in, garbage
They're
out.
they're not plugging the right numbers in. That's the problem.
Yeah, and they're using different sums to get different answers to try and explain phenomena that we see that we shouldn't be able to see because of the geometric curvature of the Earth that we're supposed to be sat on. So they need to add a bit of maths, and then they need to add a bit more maths, and then they have to add more maths, and eventually it becomes mathematical rather than real world. It's nonsense.
You're confusing the two. I understand what you're trying to say.
And with that, I believe he's been sniped.
No, it's not been sniped.
No, I'm still here. I'm getting echoed. I heard me talking 10 seconds ago, so I listened to me. Anyways, what I wanted to say is that, see, like, basically, I'm okay with there being a sun in my eyesight as long as and I know that the sun is not 92 million miles away. But if they plugged in the real numbers to where the sun was, everybody would be happy. Wouldn't you agree? That's what I'm saying. They're lying, just lying. And
if they varied the
believe
maths to show us that we didn't live on a spherical surface and put us on a flat surface, it puts the sun an awful lot closer. Assuming that they got the 93 million miles distance correct in the first place, it puts it a lot closer. And depending on what math you accept, govern the world in which you believe that you live in. So who knows? We're basing our perceptions on a mathematical construct, which may or may not be right, but they tell us it is right.
You're on mute, Mark, just so you know.
Am I unmuted now?
You are.
Can you hear? Oh, okay.
Fun.
What we could do is...
Well, I know that someone else controls my computer, but that's because I'm what's known as a targeted individual, and not because I can build bombs. There's a program out where they experiment on people. But that's why my computer gets picked on. I was just wondering why. But if your show is getting picked on, you're doing good.
That's just where it goes.
There is a concerted effort to stop the discussion happening, though.
No, they want someone talking. They just don't want people who don't put down the globetards. I guess that would be a good way to put it. Every other show allows the globetards to win their arguments. Believe it.
Yeah. Trouble is, if we don't let them win some arguments, then they won't come on. But at the moment.
Yeah, that was cool. No, but think of it. If the CIA is willing to give you this much effort, you're doing something right.
I'm saying nothing.
Me personally, I don't credit the CIA with this disruption. I just think it's retards. I don't think they're affiliated with anybody. I think there's only one or two of them that actually get paid, if they get paid at all. I wouldn't argue that they get paid, but maybe they do. Who cares?
Look at it this way: the CIA. Well, let's say the CIA, or it's actually higher up than that, that created the ideology for these people to worship. Okay, nobody knows if let's say Hinckley got paid, okay, but everybody knows that the guy who shot Hinckley did it for free. You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically it. These guys are following the ideology that someone higher up put down. And my dad is part of that ideology, where if you want to see a genius's brain like completely stop thinking, cannot think, cannot compute, like if you can picture that Star Trek episode like in the 60s where the bots were saying cannot compute. Well, my dad, when I ask him, can you tell me the Coriolis effect? That's all it takes nowadays, is like that, and his brain just stops. Like it cannot think. This is these people. I understand them.
I think he's been muted again.
No, I'm still here. Just I figured I was talking too long because I can talk. I was born with the ability to talk.
That's okay. I just like reminding people in chat that the Rumpus has got best part of an hour left. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to do it. Then it'll come. What we should then consider, Nath, is what do we do in response? Do we do something, nothing, or what? What do we do if he doesn't? Let's work on the assumption he fails to do his prediction.
He's already failed, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you're humouring him anyway with this idol that they worship, this pseudoscience model that they use, and you're humouring them to come up with a prediction, which it seems they are incapable of doing. So,
Joseph.
Hello, new guest. How you doing?
Hello.
Good to have
Good,
you.
thanks.
I can't see your name anymore. What's your name, sorry?
Joseph.
Good to have you, Joseph. Hello, Alan.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Has anybody heard anything about the jet fuel hoax?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Come on, please don't subject us to this.
Yeah, I'm not persuaded by the jet fuel hoax. but I have seen the Formula One argument that there's not a big fuel tank in a Formula One car, and I agree with that. I'm not saying they run on air, but I accept that there isn't the space to put in the engine, the gearbox, the differential, and all the running gear to do with air ducts and turbo pipes and induction pipes and all that stuff, that the ancillaries that go around the engine, and a 110-litre fuel tank. So I accept that the Formula One cars are doing something.
I don't personally think they would ever bring the technology down to something that you could see that close, like a car. You would hate it. You would hate it if you could fill up a car with, let's say, 15 gallons of fuel and say it doesn't matter if you drive for the next 10,000 hours in the highway or sit in a parking lot. It's going to take just as long.
Can I ask? What is the countdown? What there would be an event or?
The countdown's for the Rumpus to make his prediction. It's argued that there is a predictive capability to the heliocentric model, and I've heard Rumpus use the words total predictive capability, which implies that it's everything. I've asked him, we have some photographic evidence of something that should be behind 700 feet of curvature, because the weather's getting better. We're going into the summer and we can see further. Now, obviously, that means in their world, we can see around the curve. But in the real world, it's just because it's clear. But the Rumpus claims that he can make a prediction. I asked him to make a prediction, and he said he would do it, and he said he would present it within 48 hours 2 days ago. The end of this show marks 2 days, and the expiry of the 48 hours that he's requested. And I'd like to see the evidence or the prediction that he makes, because I don't believe there is one. But we'll see.
That would be a prediction on a pseudoscience model proving nothing. Just to get that
Correct.
clear.
Well, it would prove something if it matched the evidence.
No, it wouldn't.
It would prove that he has a consistent prediction on that occasion.
Right, on a model.
If it matched reality, then
model, how far away would you be able to see before the image inverts?
Because of diffracted light. A good question. It's not a science.
Eventually, it has to turn over, doesn't it?
Depends on whether the atmosphere we're looking through is fluid enough with concavity and convexity, whether it's flat, but still looking through the liquid.
Okay, because the way the only joke I can come up with is if you take the Lucifer telescope and you put it on the sun, with that theory, you should be able to see your ass.
Well, they argue that with the long enough zoom and a clear enough day and a bit of Paul's maths, you could see your own ass in the back of a telescope.
Well, no, but
they argue. Mark, are you still there? Have they got Mark? Or am I gone?
No, they've just muted him.
Oh.
Muted Mark. There you go.
It was fun.
Great show again, Nathan.
Thanks.
Yeah,
much obliged.
It's one of them ones. We're really only sat here waiting for the Rumpus' time limit to kick down. Nathan and I discussed whether we should start now so it ends at the end of the show.
I got Chris in the chat trying to blackmail me. Check it out. Pink Paletta at Nathan Oakley. If you continue to accuse me of sniping, I will start doing it again. Is that right? Yeah, okay, Chris.
Well, you may as well start, Chris, because
do what you like.
Seem to have stopped.
Do what you like. All are welcome to join.
Apart from Chris, right?
Oh, no, everyone's. The link is public. That's why he's capable of joining, right?
Oh, so maybe Chris should join then.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to the Woz, Reptilian Overlord, and the Rig.
Indeedy. And Paula, hey, Knowledge Scavenger. Good to have you in our chat.
How comes you guys didn't spend all weekend at the convention?
I had human life to live. I couldn't spend all that time there.
Big celebs, though.
Hardly.
I would have done if I had. I just didn't have time this weekend. I had to do stuff. I would love to have stayed there.
Was there any real media coverage?
Yeah, there was several reporters. Guy from Esquire. There was a guy from Dutch Reporter that interviewed my wife. There's a whole bunch of them. Dee Dee was managing them, as I understand it.
Okay.
And they had to pay for their own ticket.
If you see the stories come out, would you be able to mention where so that we could go read how you've been portrayed?
Just Google Flat Earth Conference UK and then click news.
All right.
I'm just making a little meme for Rumpus.
A little meme? What kind of meme?
Oh, Pink Paletta. Nathan Oakley, sleeping warrior, but go on, accuse me again, see what happens. I haven't accused you. Nathan may have done. I just think that whoever and whatever's going on, it's down to either Tim or you. It's that simple. Tim's just a known troll, and you've got the axe to grind. I don't really care which one it is. I think that you're both idiots.
Go ahead, give him an example of how he's being an idiot. I mean, don't just say he's an idiot. Give him an example. Like, you're being an idiot because you did. Go
ahead. Sleeping warrior, yeah, but I gave you my word. Say what you really think, Riley. I think that you and Tim either jointly or severally are responsible for the sniping. I do. You say you gave me my word. You gave me your word, but I don't know that you kept it, and you can't prove it, and you won't show your stock accounts list. So,
yeah, it's a bit slow paced. My apologies. This is a countdown show, so it'd get exciting if Rumpus came through with the goods and actually delivered a prediction. But, till then, we're just sort of chilling, waiting for it to happen, waiting for the time to tick by. The time that marks the complete and total failure. He's already failed, let's face it.
Yeah.
But he's had a little extension. I was hoping he'd join and give us a list of excuses.
I'm just nearly done with my meme whilst I'm waiting for the Rumpus to make his no-show or to fail to produce his prediction. And let's not forget, he has been given the time. He knows he's got one of the 3 times. And even with one of the 3 times, he's unable to match it. I'm pretty sure otherwise he'd be here and he'd be beaming with a smile, telling us how he was so capable of successfully modelling. And he hasn't done it.
Popped a link up, Joseph. Do you want to tell us what it is?
So just some scientists or the scientists generally claimed 1 year ago that it could be that the universe could be a hologram. So they not everybody, not all scientists believe in this rotating around sound and everything, like this stupid mechanic model. But there are also clues that it could be a hologram. And what I've already stated on this chat, I believe that the sun and the planets are just the reflection from the energy of the Earth from the bottom. And we see it. And it supports this theory that it is just the hologram. We see just like a hologram. The sun is like a hologram. We see that is reflection from the energy of the ground, underground. What is underground? What is down below?
Cool.
You know, I heard that we were inside of a.
Yeah, the sky centrism. Yeah.
No, sorry, inside of a black hole. We were, and we couldn't escape out. That the next, the next, whatchamacallit, the next problem to solve after we, let's say, escape the firmament, which is above us, would be that you're stuck in a black hole. So that would be like the next barrier to crack, which is kind of deal. But yours is even more far-fetched out there.
When in 2007 I had a psychosis. After a year after I ended the studies on university, I studied artificial intelligence in Košice, Slovakia. And after a year from being in this colossus of being educated and everything and pressed and being in the framework of thinking, I collapsed. I dropped on the floor in 19th of July 2007 where there was highest temperatures in 100 years. 60 people died on heart attacks and such things. I was pushed to the ground, and I had like a state of my skin that I could push down the skin like a Dracula. It happened in the morning, and in few days before I had some states of psychosis. And when this happened, then I was moved to psychiatry. I didn't know, but it concluded they find out that maybe I have some psychosis, and they put me on.
Can you check Skype?
Hang on, can I interrupt you for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me in your dream, because you missed a couple of interesting details.
Yeah.
In your dream, there also should have been two of you. That's missing. Okay. And on top of that, you're missing the part where you're flying or falling. You also are missing the part where you woke up from that dream covered in sweat with your heart racing. Okay. Now, I know more about what you saw. Okay. Can you write down my email address, because it's not a flat earth conversation?
Okay.
Can you email address?
Yeah, I'm writing down.
Party Poet 2012.
I'm sorry.
PAR.
Can you put it on in this conversation, because I believe that if everybody are understanding you, can write it down, so you can just.
Yeah, I suck at this part. So, you know, okay, I'll do it. I'm doing it.
But all I wanted to say regarding this conversation, I just wanted to say that I had a vision that I was raised. I was raised in the sky, and I could like concentrate on some star in the space. And as I was moving towards this star, I could be placed anywhere in the space in the world, to the ground again. Like, so you just go ahead some star and you are redirected to any other place. Like this is just like moving through space, or like space traveling. Like I had vision of this, but everything
astro projection.
Yeah, and everything was inside of the globe, like inside of a sphere. So it like inverted. It was all inverted. So and a few months ago, I saw a Firefox commercial or the logo of Firefox like this, it was a circle and the people were inside this circle, like, so just like some hint or something.
Dropped, so hopefully he'll be back. But did you get his email address? I had the photos.
Yeah,
of
thanks.
You got it, great.
Nathan, have you seen a message in Skype?
No. David, you back? Hello, Mark.
Yeah, sorry. It's just I tried. Never mind. Go on. The story.
Just a meme against this idea that they've got predictive capabilities. Been given the information that they asked for. Not been able to make any predictions, have they? So the show will end, and the 48 hours that he could have presented on the show the other day will have lapsed. Pink Polenta, F1 cars with no fuel, that's hilarious. I didn't say they had no fuel, I just said they had no 105-litre tank.
Is that
Nathan,
what they say is on those cars? It's 105 liters.
Debate. Haunted House reporting for debate duty.
How many gallons is that? That's.
Good morning, Haunted House. Did you get my message?
Yes, I did, Anthony.
I'm not quite sure what you meant when you said what you said. I didn't know if you meant on my channel, Nathan's channel, or which particular part. Where were you referring to?
You know, it's so hard to affirm or negate. It's text, you know, minus the inflection. A no comes across harsh, but I think you might have thought I said you blocked me, like that sort of thing. Like, or is that what you thought? I was just saying like I couldn't get on because it was one of those. Someone on the panel has blocked you.
Oh, right. If
Same
blocked you on the
thing
panel.
that happened once before. No biggie.
Yeah, no worries, man. Have you seen anything coming out of the convention? I've not seen any of the footage yet. I'm not sure where it is.
The UK. I saw a bit with Martin Kenny, and let me just say, man, that guy's got his shit together. So far, out of the whole flat Earth thing, you know, people need to look at this as like it doesn't matter what. Why do we don't need to polarize ourselves here? Because at the end of the day, you can still go about your life with this information, and we should go on flat. We shouldn't settle on the other thing. It's fun to compare ideas, but it's not a contest. I can't prove anything to anyone. Nobody can prove anything to anybody. Once you get over that hump, make that realization, just accept information for yourself.
Sentiments. I'm just going to do a quick plug as we've got about an hour left on this live broadcast. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside the show while it's live, and a link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, there is a link in the info box below the video. Simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click that link to join the show and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Massive thanks to all of you who have shared the show. Please share it if you haven't done so already. Sharing increases the live audience, of course, and this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. There is, as I say, about an hour left on this live stream.
Hey Nathan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course you can.
What are your thoughts on Bro Sanchez and his the Bro Sanchez parade? I'm not trying to make you. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything.
My thoughts on who? I just said the Bro
I was
Sanchez.
over there. I was over at one of his hangouts, and he was mentioning porn bombers and stuff like that, and P. Mars's name came up, and he was like, "No, I know Nathan Oakley." You know, he's doing
I'll
his
give
thing,
him-
but he's
I'll give him
letting
opinion.
those porn bombers on his hangout. And somebody wrote, I don't know what his name was. Somebody wrote, you know, Nathan's cool. Like, no, Nathan's cool though. And then Bro Sanchez like stopped. He's like, "Oh, really? Okay." And he's like, "Well, that means I'm going to take your wrench away." And he like took the guy's wrench away. Made like this ridiculous thing about it.
Yeah.
And
well, let's remind ourselves what happened with Bro Sanchez. He was invited on Patricia's show, and then about 3 days after his interview with Patricia, he was on somebody else's show. I can't remember who, saying that he thinks that she's an agent. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So Bro Sanchez, as far as I'm concerned, dodgy as hell. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. I don't know what
if there aren't already enough reasons for Flat Earth to look insane and unapproachable and downright stupid, throwing things like calling people agents means not. It's like it's superfluous. It's just words. It's unnecessary words. It means nothing.
Hey, Clara, how you doing? Can you hear us?
Nathan, I had to remove because they weren't in long enough they didn't speak.
Ah, pity.
And I've not seen that name in chat being commenting. So it would be very unusual for somebody to join that's not been in the chat, chatting away.
Yeah.
So what's your question? What do I think of Bro Sanchez?
Yeah, like how do you?
Moron.
It just 400. He had like 400 viewers once, and I'm like looking at this like, all these people. What are they flocking to here, and why do they take such allegiance? When in the end they'll turn around and say, we're all supposed to be strong individuals, black flat power, whatever the hell it is. But they turn around and kiss his ass and ride his YouTube fame and all this other stuff when he doesn't even respect them.
I think it's a moron.
Grim V was on there, and let me just tell you, he's never made more of a fool of himself than that particular show. Oh my God, dude. I don't know what was wrong with him, if he was just nervous or something, but man, oh man, oh man, he had nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he kept on talking and talking and talking. They didn't know him. And I had already been booted like twice because I called Bro Sanchez a homophobe. And that pissed them all. It pissed every single person that was even anywhere near that hangout. All of a sudden, it went from like, "Hey, what's up, Haunted?" to like, "Yo, get that troll out of here. He's an agent. We're watching you. He's got sock accounts." And I'm like, "It's a backup channel." And nobody knew me. And they're like, "Who is this guy?" This guy. And there was one guy in there that I knew. And he was like, "No, he's a..."
You cannot be gay friendly around some people because then you get
because they're ignorant dumbasses. That's why, they're fucking sorry.
Wait,
hopefully that's just one point against me.
No,
it's ignorant.
No. See what everybody seems to be missing on the whole gay agenda.
But there is no agenda though.
There's an agenda. See,
what does that mean? What does that mean? Explain that.
The agenda is this: that back in the 40s, they discovered that if you preheat plastic for a very short period, it releases a chemical. That chemical basically
Are you trying to convince me of something?
No, that chemical makes a human being's sexuality questioned.
If you believe that, I have a feeling there's a punchline coming.
No, but they want to make gay people.
What's your name?
Marcus.
Okay, I don't have a computer in front of me, so I can't see the whole thing.
Okay, but anyways,
my uncle's gay, my cousin's gay.
Yeah, that's
when people say I have gay friends, chances are they don't have any gay friends because straight guys don't have gay friends. It doesn't happen that way. Acquaintances, sure. It's been in my face. I've seen it a lot of gay people in my family.
What I'm saying is that they would like.
What you're saying has nothing to do with emotional attraction towards the same sex. Like maybe that has an effect, but to calculate that and rationally come to that conclusion,
to be able
offers
to be
nothing to the world.
No,
to melt plastic.
What if? Fuck me. What
Why
if
do you
the
believe?
elites? Because
Why do
the
you believe
elites
things
have
like that?
an
Who are the
agenda.
elites? Who are the elites? This is
The elites.
conspiratard. This is conspiratardism. This
Okay,
needs to
can
be
I
done with you.
talk?
Let me guess.
I'll wait.
Are
Go
you
ahead.
sub? Are you going? I am going it. Are you sub to Russian vids and Richie from Boston and A Plain Truth and all these fear porn addicts that crank up these ridiculous, baseless conclusions just so they can put out the next conspiracy headline when they'll never put anything out that concerns a counter conspiracy. They claim they do research because they put up images of PDF documents once in a while, and that's it. That's what they're doing it for nothing. They don't care. They don't care. They think they're devoting themselves to a cause. They're not. Putting things on YouTube is not activism. It's not activism.
No, it's
You know,
not.
getting your blood, sweat, and tears. But back to the gay thing. He said, Bro Sanchez alluded to, I'm not going to send my kids to a school that teaches them to be faggots. And I was like, oh boy. You know, they went from like the new Cokes to that. And I was like, you just lost all the credit. Like everything you said before that may have been kind of intelligent, like, or in the right path, you just diverted back into like the gutter. You don't talk like that when you're presenting your ideas to the world and 200 viewers. Like, what is that for? That's just not. If people want this thing to grow, this whole idea to question that we can actually question the mainstream standard and not have and may have a chance at tearing down this weak narrative that is just paper thin and just barely standing on its legs. Do we need chemtrails? Do we need all that other divisive nonsense that doesn't really affect anyone personally? Only affects them when they watch videos online. It only exists online to me. I'm not saying it's not real, but it's fake. It's fake to a degree.
Oh, okay. Does it matter if the Earth is flat or globe? Keep going.
Pertaining to what? What do you mean?
Well, you're on a roll here. You're on a roll to basically.
You're asking me if it matters to me.
Well, yeah.
If there's the physical aspect, will I drive differently?
No, you're out here.
Absolutely, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it concerns me.
Propagate the gay agenda. So go ahead. Everything else apparently doesn't matter.
Wow. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Mental Hotline. If you're suffering from paranoid schizophrenia, we know who you are and what you want. Stay on the line while we trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership.
Doctor, I think I saw a curve. I must be going insane.
If you're hearing voices, listen carefully. The small
voices
tell you which.
There's a curve, Doc.
Listen carefully to the voice.
Doctor, I find myself having too much time on my hands, so I join these collectives I see online, where it's a bunch of people that are just trying to get ideas together, and it's really spawned into this movement. And I find myself without anything to say, and when people say things, I quack like a duck and go, no, quack, no, quack, quack.
Okay. Please leave a message after the beep then.
How do you, who's, by the way, who's aware of how Arwen's doing with those 2 continents?
What?
Seeing the sky from 2 continents at the same time. Arwen was in charge of that, but conversation kind of died.
Gay agenda. You should be ashamed of yourself. I mean,
Chris MCM was trying to sort something out.
Come on, man. You're going to tell me, like, you got planned. Did you know that, like, you think you're talking like a 5-year-old or something?
What? No, that they're pumping, that they want to make gay people? Or they want to make people
what else
gay?
Do you believe? What else do you believe? I mean, I don't know you, but damn, you're in a weak place. If your guard is that let down, would you just like accept information and go, yeah, that sounds about plausible. Yeah, I can see.
Unfortunately,
I see. Well, no, because first of all, let's put it this way: if somebody spends $500 million to slap down a few stones in the middle of buttfuck nowhere,
Hey,
and say, I swear to my God that I will adhere to these standards, okay, and later on this
I don't know
little
what you mean
project,
by that, man.
the Georgia Guidestones. Have you ever heard of the
Yeah,
Georgia Guidestones?
yeah,
Okay,
I
well
have
tell me.
heard of them, man. You're talking like 2 miles an hour, and like, you know,
No,
your attitude and
they're pretty
presentation is
still.
really depressing. You know,
Okay,
you're
well
not
I'm asking
exciting
you.
me. You're not stimulating me right now. You sound
I'm
really,
Sounds like
really,
you're triggered, dude.
you know.
well, your voice sounds to be more stimulating to you than anybody else. I'm asking you, if you know the Georgia Guidestones, have you
Yeah,
heard of the
I
rule
don't
that
know them
says,
personally, but yeah, I saw them.
oh, okay, well, are you familiar with a rule that says we'd like the population to be under 500 million?
I could care less. I stopped. You know, I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to accept any outside information because I can't devote my life to it. I have a life to live, and I won't be distracted.
Fine.
They're gonna have to try. They're gonna have to try harder, but they're gonna grab people like you off the street because you don't have anything going on, and you don't have your own independent situation.
Can I just make a personal
You're an
observation?
easy target.
The guy who's not going to try, that would be you. You're not going to try, is already made sure that his
They
entire
vampire
family.
us. You understand?
Entire
They
family.
suck our blood. They suck our blood. Okay. When they
Holmes.
need us alive. And when
All
we
right.
die off, what are they gonna do? Who's gonna run the show? That whole thing about
the Luciferian
depopulation.
agenda.
How do
Well,
you
let
know
me
how
ask
many
you
people
this.
there are? How do you know how many people? Can you verify that?
There are. How many people do I know there are now, or how many people do I know they want
How could
to
you
be?
verify numbers, as in gross population? The population of America, whatever. I'm in New York right now. They say there's 8 million people here. How the hell would I know?
Somebody said 7 billion people. Let's say they're off by
and
a
they're all
billion.
standing
No,
still.
but
Right?
no. Fuck
everybody's
me.
everybody's in transit.
Holmes, let's say there's 7 billion people. Let's say they've messed up by a whole
Why
billion.
say that?
Okay?
Why say that at all? You know,
Because
why say
somebody
that? Why
said
quantify?
500 million. Because
I
somebody's
understand that. I
insisting.
understand, but what is the quantification of how many
Wait,
people are around?
stop. If you understand that somebody wants to turn 6 billion into 500 million, do you understand
Who does?
that?
Who does?
Well, somebody who wrote it down on a stone that says we would
Why
like
are you worried
5.
about that? Why are you worried about that? How does that affect
Well,
you?
you know what?
It's a stone in Georgia.
No, stop. I should be asking you how it affects you while half your family's already been turned gay. All right? And I'm saying to you that they wanted that to happen. And the shame and ridicule that your family is going through, okay, because I know what it's like to come out. All right? I can imagine the ridicule it feels to come out. All right?
There wasn't ridicule. There was actually acceptance. I wasn't talking about ridicule.
Okay,
there's nothing.
wonderful.
It's not. Being gay makes life a lot easier.
All right, wonderful. Okay, what I'm saying is that for some people it's a bitch, and basically, if it's wonderful and easygoing,
you haven't convinced me you know anything about what you're saying. By the way,
what I'm saying to you is
your demeanor
that
suggests you talk nonsense.
Saying that they came up in
Canadian?
the 40s.
Yeah, I like Canadians, but oh man, when it comes to making jokes, it's just like throw a snowball at me or something.
What the hell is this all about?
No idea.
Well, no idea apparently, I tried explaining to this.
Arwen, it's about conspiratardism. Actually, it's about. I'm at a point where
I don't find. Wait, stop. You wanted me to catch
talking through each other.
I tried explaining Arwen. I tried telling him that in the 40s they came up with a way to turn a population gay. They implemented it. They implemented it into our society, and now we have a whole lot of gay people. And then I tried explaining to him that somebody put up the Georgia Guidestones, which is not cheap. Okay, this wasn't like, you know, I got $5. I got $5
I'm
in
gonna have
my
to go.
pocket.
I'm gonna have to
Here
go
you
in a
go.
second.
Right.
Yeah.
See you later.
So I tried explaining to a person whose whole family is gay.
Nathan,
Your
Nathan, should I
entire
jump out or
family is
rejoin?
goddamn
Can you
gay,
give
and
us
you don't give a shit.
Mark?
Somebody
Mark.
did this to you.
Hang
I
on,
mean,
I'm backing up the
Mark.
24
late.
foot truck.
You know,
Can I just
Bye
hear?
it doesn't really matter.
Anyways,
Look,
Arwen.
no, but you can't.
Oh, Arwen.
It's personal, okay? This stuff happens, but you can't like shove that in his face. Like, what is he gonna do about
I'll be
it?
right back, guys. Be right back.
You know,
What I'm saying
the
is
system
it's not,
of the whole making everyone gay is a long-run depopulation program. It's a long-run thing. You can't.
No,
You can't
no,
just.
but
Dude,
I'm not
don't
saying
shove
I'm not
that
saying
in
there's
his
shame
face.
and ridicule. I'm not saying there's shame and ridicule. I am saying that his family got sucked into the program whether he wanted it or not.
Got sucked into the program. It's pretty obvious what's going on. His mother obviously didn't pay a lot of
Ate a
attention
lot of plastic.
to
No,
type of chemical.
plastic. No, believe it or not, what I tried to tell him is, that if they found out that if you preheat plastic for a very short period, that plastic produces a chemical, which messes with a person's sexuality.
I know.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is they made sure. They made sure.
Right, I want to call you on that. Can I see some proof that this heating of plastic has a correlation with sexuality?
Arwen, you're so good at details.
Bisphenol A. It's a chemical that is almost exactly like estrogen, and the body recognizes it as estrogen, and it is a widespread problem. And yeah, you can call me out on this, but this is absolutely verifiably true, and that is that plastic manufacturers have chosen plastic types all over the Western world that produce the bisphenol A and not the ones that don't, specifically. And this is.
But why would the world want people that are gay? To reduce population, right?
Right.
It doesn't. It turns men gay, and it over feminizes females, makes them go through puberty at a younger age, and it causes more cancer in females as well.
To be honest, we can do with a bit more feminism in the real world, because I've seen some bad examples of
one
feminism.
element. It's just the bisphenol A, the one aspect. There's other chemicals out there as well.
No, they're not. Yeah, that's it. Not all their eggs are in one basket. There's lots of baskets, and they all point to depopulation. You got a guy like Bill Gates
of the pill, basically for females, to basically suppress the how do you say, the cycle and everything.
Crikey, I wish
there's runoff of that, and it's usually not completely filtered out as well, out of the water system.
Plastics turn you gay.
Yep,
not
it's
plastics.
called bisphenol A. Look it up.
Not plastics turn you gay. If I preheat
plastics, yes, plastics. It's called bisphenol A. Plastics.
Really?
That's what it does.
I thought you had to preheat
endocrine
plastic.
disruptors, I think they call them.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Just
no.
It automatically seeps into the product.
Yeah, you have to have water in it. If you heat it up, it'll go a lot faster, but it leaches bisphenol A. It just does.
Oh, what a bonus, eh?
Yeah, great, isn't it?
And then, well, for the people who are paying,
the softer plastic. So the very hard plastic that's like very tough, very sturdy, that usually does not have bisphenol A, but it's the softer plastics, the ones that you can mold a bit, that you can squeeze, like water bottles. Those are the bisphenol A plastics.
Well, not just water bottles. Let's look at.
Can I just I started off doubting what you were saying, and I called you on it, and then Arwen gave the name bisphenol A. I've researched it a little bit just to see if there's anything in it, and there does appear to be a link between the plastic hardener bisphenol with sexuality. It does appear to be there.
Or if you need links, my friend, I'll give you a really nice one. Bill Gates coming out going, if you use my I promise you that with my antivirus stuff that I'm coming out with, I can reduce the population by 15%. Okay, here's a man who comes out saying, don't worry, I can drop the numbers down by another 15% if you just let me inject you with my garbage.
Yeah, great.
To be honest, whether it's got any credibility,
I mean, he openly says it. I mean, these guys are trying to at least keep it quiet. But
yeah, he gets applauded by the crowd that doesn't actually take his vaccine. So,
well, whether there's any credibility to the argument or not, I will agree that the taste of soft drinks in plastic bottles tastes far worse than the same drinks in glass bottles.
Yeah, that's highly recommendable to do that.
Well, this has to rank as one of the most mental shows yet.
Yeah,
it's got some evidence to support it, though.
It absolutely beats dead air, and we're literally sitting here watching the time tick by.
Yeah, we're waiting for the rumpus.
Where is the rumpus? First time I've ever prayed for him.
Yeah, he's got half an hour to make his 48 hour.
Arwen, how are you getting along with that? To watching the sky from.
It wasn't Arwen doing that. It was Dawn Treader and Chris MCM.
Hey Zoe, how you doing?
Oh, Dawn.
Hey, hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Morning, Zoe.
Good morning or good afternoon. It's 2:30 in the afternoon here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear the last of what you were talking about because it was taking me some time to get on.
You haven't missed anything.
What?
You haven't missed anything. Plastics turn you gay, apparently.
Well, yes, they do. Or they at least
contribute.
Hormones. They are endocrine.
They contribute. That's all. You know, I got news for you.
Mess up your endocrine system.
Any guy who eventually lets another guy blow him will automatically lose out, because the way it works is guys know the equipment better than a girl does, just like a girl knows the equipment better than a guy does. As far as why,
are you speaking from experience?
I was just going to say, speak for yourself.
I'm speaking from what other people have told me.
All right, dude, we heard you. All right, man. Damn, that voice is just like, right. Hey, have you guys ever noticed there was an experiment?
Just like
these things called like Einstein rings. They apparently they lens space and they create this thing that they can observe black holes and phenomena. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm looking at this article, and have you ever looked at the wording when they put these, you know, well, we found a new planet and Earth-like planets, this and that. They say this is proven to be true. So I clicked on the article saying it's proven to be true, thinking it'll be proven in the article. And the article's about 3 paragraphs long. And it's, you know, it would be, if this is real, it would be pretty technical, I would think.
Wait, before you get into the technicalities.
All it says is that it's already true, but the article proves it to you that it's true by showing you this here is true. So it's a bulletin. The proof is, it basically everything they say, like theory, that's already true. But when they prove it to be true, they're just letting you know, hey, by the way, this is going to, you know, this is now legit. Unbelievable. Proven to be true is like a double.
They admitted to the doctrine, basically.
I wouldn't agree to anything Einstein. You put the word Einstein to be proven to be true. I mean, every Einstein theory has been disproven, every single one.
All right, we get it. We get that.
Okay.
So.
Can I just say that somebody said that Zoe hadn't missed anything? She had, actually. She's missed the Rumpus making his prediction.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Sorry.
You're having a breakdown.
How are you, Zoe?
I'm good. Yeah.
Good.
Just got kind of all up in arms here.
Yeah, I was talking about conspiratardism, basically. the fear porn that comes out on those channels, and it's just I see people that want truth and they want some answers, but they run with anything that sells. And I came to terms with the reason why I get into a lot of this and involve myself and think about it, because it is entertaining. I listen to Coast to Coast. I don't believe half the things they're saying.
Do you believe we live on a globe?
Well, have you done any research into endocrine disruptors yourself?
I understand what you guys are talking about, BPAs and estrogen.
No, you haven't.
Plus all the stuff that comes out in the water from people peeing in it that take all sorts of medications and contraceptive pills.
Exactly.
But I have to localize. I have to localize it to where I live. You understand?
Yeah.
I have to see. I'd have to get test kits, test my own water. I just don't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
So at this
that's
point,
really obvious that you don't. But it is a very widespread problem in the entire Western world.
It's a good. Well, it's a good thing you pointed that out, Arwen. Even though I just told you that.
A famous.
You know,
person
I'm trying to help.
It's not conspiratard. You called it conspiratard because you don't like it.
Or because
I
didn't
call it conspiratard because I don't like it.
You kind of suggest.
The guy talking, Marcus, was telling me about the Georgia Guidestones and how I need to start worrying about depopulation. I don't have to start worrying about depopulation ever.
To be honest.
Ever. Okay, are the people coming to my house to depopulate me?
Apparently, Apparently,
if I choose to buy into it, I could if I wanted to. Now I have something to fear. Why would I tack that onto the fear list?
No,
am I worried about endocrine disorders? I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's not true. But I don't have to care about it. I have enough that I need to deal with. And once we get distracted and we start getting guilt shoved on our plates, and it's like, I don't need that anymore. We need to take control of our own lives and be the ones who dictate what other people read. And, you know,
well, this is how you take control.
Whilst they spray chemtrails in the air up above your head?
I've heard that.
Or what?
I've heard it. I've heard it, and I've seen airplanes, and I've seen stuff.
But
that's not
true,
enough
right?
for me.
It's
Why
not
should
true,
I?
right?
What am I supposed to do? What can I do about
Jonathan, aren't you the same age, around the same age?
So what is enough? Mandatory vaccinations? That's going to be enough?
I don't have any children getting vaccinated, nor will I get vaccinated.
About you. Like just you need everybody must take
this. Okay.
What can I do about it?
Pollute this planet. It's seriously okay because
stop, dude.
Okay. We're moving to Mars. It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's not okay.
Right?
What do we do about it?
Listen to this guy. It's okay because
what
we're moving to Mars.
It?
We're moving to Mars, right? This is how we
shut up, man. Just shut up. Shut up, please. I'm asking Arwen, what do we do about it? Like, what's, all right, okay. I know I got all the information you guys got.
How about starting by telling society?
I didn't ask you, man. I didn't ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus.
Well, the chemistry between you is not that good.
I just don't like it when people talk so darn slow and don't say anything important.
They watch Jerry Springer.
But hey,
Seinfeld.
There's sun simulators, and the videos they're putting out are obvious camera artifacts. And these guys are putting out the video saying, "Look, Boeing's got a thing in the sky," and 250,000 subscribers. That's credible. It's ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. And when we try to put out ideas about, taxation is really theft, we get lumped in with that crap. And that steaming pile of crap, fear, stuff that does not concern me, may concern me at some point. I don't know, but not right now. And it is really just a gigantic distraction. The police, I got arrested, taken out of my car. That affected me directly. So if I'm going to put a message out, there is
somebody mute him?
I'm not telling you to listen to fear porn. I'm telling you to use your discernment, or tell anyone to use
Absolutely.
it. And do their own research and not just, oh no, the sky's falling. There's a lot of shit going on, but that doesn't mean that we have to walk around in fear.
Absolutely.
It has to do with taking a stance on things and figuring out, well, what can we do? What can't we do? And what is, instead of just being silent and oh, well, it doesn't concern me directly. Well, yes, it fucking does.
Yes, it does.
You breathe the air, you drink the water, you eat the vegetables from the ground.
But now you've put me in the position of, if I don't do anything about it, there's an issue there. You're expecting other people to care the way you care, and it's just not like that.
No, I'm not.
I got to be the best version of me I can.
Yes, we all do our thing.
The best version of you is going to be a caring one.
Classic
and I'm not that already, Arwen.
Okay, well then you're not the best version of you.
I think it's just what provokes a person when one hears that. Well, what does it concern me? It's just. That's a very easy cop out, because I'm not saying that.
Well,
you're expecting everyone.
Said half his family's gay.
Okay,
isn't that the same person who just said half my family's gay? How does
you're
it
proposing
you?
That there are people, and I was talking about Bro Sanchez before, and the people that were in his chat room, and they were saying things like chemtrails are blocking the sun.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That there isn't a more ridiculous idea to block the sun.
Please look up solar radiation management.
Atmospheric engineering, geoengineering, making the sky more of a semiconductor so they can propagate Wi-Fi and all that other stuff.
Look up.
No, not for Wi-Fi.
Come on, chemtrails is for all kinds of different purposes.
And what are you guys doing about
multi-purpose
chemtrails?
agenda.
How have you guys affected the chemtrails?
It may be there to impose a hologram, but I don't
How
think
have you guys affected the chemtrails? I don't see, around New York, it's cut down drastically.
I'm
not saying it doesn't happen anywhere, but what are you guys doing about it? This was my question.
We're complaining about
informing others.
We're complaining
10 years
about
ago,
it.
you could not talk to people like you can today about chemtrails. 10 years ago, you would be totally ridiculed, and you would be looked at.
And what has changed?
What exchanged? The more.
No. And what has changed?
What has changed is that more people basically recognize
chemtrails.
It's there, or either purposely ignore it.
And it still doesn't matter. And it still doesn't matter.
Yes,
it's still not changing things.
It still matters a lot.
There's still chemtrails.
It's very hard to do anything about it because it's all compartmentalized, and basically
how do you know
you're going to complain to about it in government is going to say, it's out of our hands.
So it's a futile effort.
You have to really hurry up and.
As long as we listen to a person
masses
like you,
informed about these things, because the generations being born now, or just from the late 90s or mid 90s, they have not experienced anything else but chemtrail skies. They think that that's normal.
I'm just asking for the answer.
Who have grown up without chemtrails know that is not natural, and contrails dissipate. They do not.
I know
Sorry to
all that
interrupt
stuff.
you guys. I'm really sorry to do this, but this show is acting as a countdown to a prediction. So I don't know if you can hear me, Anthony. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So got Rune Thornton in the chat saying, "Let's have a countdown." Well, yeah, there's about 20 minutes left, so this won't be that, I'm afraid, Rune. But what it will be is us saying, if anybody's in the chat that has a link, in case we have been careless enough to miss this prediction going out elsewhere. So hopefully, if that's the case, somebody in the chat will say to us, yes, they have given this prediction on X channel, and we've got about 20 minutes to look it up, just so at the end of this show we're not saying, right, that's it, total and utter failure, because it's been published somewhere else while we've been live.
Yeah, well, I think the last thing that they said was they were going to do a private hangout last night, and I believe it was on Gem Panda's channel, but Gem Panda, when I heard him speaking, said that his mate had come round and they were having drinks because it was his birthday. So on that basis, I think it probably didn't happen on Gem Panda's channel, but in any event, Cathexis and Issa said, Riley, come on, he's got half a point. If he needs the data to go in to make the prediction, then on his model, surely it's it's a valid point. And I said, well, it's not making a prediction, is it? It's the whole point is that they make the predictions to get the information. So as a compromise, and only as a compromise, I gave them 3 times, one of which was correct, but the other 2 were wrong. It was basically, from memory, it was like 7 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 7 at night, something like that. And one of the times was correct. So we only had to do 3. And if it's a case of putting data in to manipulate the thing that he's done, then he's only got 3 processes now, and one of them is correct. So he does have the information, and I believe that negates the importance of synchronicity, of me releasing and him providing his prediction. I don't see any reason for synchronicity if he has the actual results. He just has to tell me which one of 3. Now, even by a process of elimination, he could probably work it out, and he's got a 1 in 3 guess to get it right. But I don't believe there's any need for any synchronicity. There's no reason for them to be synchronous. And I fully expect them to make this prediction beforehand, because that's the point of a prediction, to test your hypothesis or to test your predictive skills in this particular field.
Mark Taylor just claimed that. Hold on, sorry. Mark Taylor says the prediction's been made. So can you point us in the direction of where it's been made, please, Mark Taylor?
Anthony, what are you guys referring to? The solar event?
It is claimed by the ballers that their model has full predictive capabilities.
Put a camera on that shore for 24 hours, would it not see the other side no matter what time of day?
No, because there's opacity of the atmosphere caused by humidity and moisture and smog. And
no, I'm
can't see through a cloud.
Yeah, it becomes cloud. It essentially becomes cloud. And the horizon, everything meets at the horizon. So anything beyond that horizon will be masked by the moisture of the atmosphere anyway.
Yeah, I know how the globalists think about this. I'm asking if you actually put a camera there 24 hours, would it not, as long as...
Why don't you go do it? Why don't you go do it? That's something you can do.
Because
go get a camera and do it. Try. Hey, you know...
Nathan, I haven't seen a comment from Mark Taylor saying that the prediction's been
Fighting the good fight takes a life. You know, it takes your whole time. You know, you got to devote your life to it.
Ends the good fight. You know what ends the good fight? The 2 continents looking at the sky at the same time. Do that. It ends the fight. Nobody can argue after that.
You got to fix yourself before you can fix the world, man.
There you go.
If we have a bunch of people out there that are already broken inside, they're not going to get anywhere. You know when you're right, and you know when you know what you know now. Like, look at 9/11. Look at Building 7.
Just before you get into that, so, no, false alarm. Nathan Oakley, so Riley's done no calculations, lol, blah, 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 blah. So he's not actually provided a link to somewhere that he's made this prediction. So we'll move on. Thanks for the red herring, Mark.
I didn't see a comment saying that it was done anyway, so
Mark
I wasn't
Taylor,
sure where that had come
Sleeping Warrior, the prediction's already been made.
Nah, he's just trolling around.
Yeah,
you guys realize that the alien invasion has been underway for just about, I don't know, a good 20 years, 30 years.
Why would they have to invade what's already theirs?
No. You got the wrong idea. It's not going to be like a battle, like Battlefield Earth. It's a slow, gradual feeling of invasion, like an insidious.
They're not going to do it like Hollywood
slowly
says.
Entering our lives, and it's going to be in the form of a growing list of people that have been abducted, and these stories are just going to multiply. It's not going to be like Star Wars in the sky.
Oh, here we go.
How could it be that? You know, they'll crash into the sun simulators that are up there, and the second sun, and all the other
firmament. Don't forget the firmament.
Hey, you know, I look up and I see a solid object. I have no reason to believe that there's clear, air and just on forever.
Don't forget, solid object 90 million miles away.
How do they? Can anyone get to the bottom of how you figure out the distance of the sun without the first variable?
You can't.
You can't, right? I think, Nathan, you were talking about this once, and someone was saying that you can find the value, and you were like, no, you need 2 variables to get the third one.
Well, here it is.
But it ended right there, and I'm still wondering.
No,
look at like a point of contention that we could hold on to. I can't figure that one out. I've been trying to figure it out. Like, is it a parallax? Is it an angle? I know that the geodetic guys, they get two angles and they work from there, and they make the assumption that it's got to be like this because of their.
How about this? We've all seen Nathan. Therefore, his
Venus
friend.
Clark's got it. They use the Venus transit. Oh right, and how do we know the distance to
the Venus transit? Venus? How do we know the sizes? How do we know with anything without a reference? If I was to give you the size, if somebody asked me though, how big is that truck down the street? And I told them, I don't know. It has no reference. That would make some sense. Hang on one second.
Starts with assuming the distance to the sun. That's the bottom line.
Yep. All you got is angular relations.
Have you been there? Tell me when you get there.
I get there in my dreams sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. The guy who got there in his dreams beat you and wrote it all down.
I mean, as much as we want to, I don't think we can blame Arwen's dreams for this.
No, not Arwen's dreams. I'm saying it. Someone else dreamt it all up long before Arwen ever did and wrote it all down.
I bet a whole group did. Probably those LSD 60s studies.
No, the group that said, how do we make them forget that God even remotely exists? Let's make the planet a globe.
No, that's not how they do that. First, what they had to do was get rid of creation. So if they start out with falsifying history, making it extremely long, creating evolution, the globe does not literally have to. It's almost like a side note to that.
Really?
Yeah, there's still a lot of Christians that believe in the globe and a space universe right now. It's like the new age Christianity.
Okay. I didn't know that evolution even remotely touched the heliocentric model.
No, it doesn't necessarily, but
I don't understand.
It's the same background. The suggestion of the heliocentric system is that it came into being through the Big Bang gradually, and then life came into being gradually. So it is sort of tied in together, but still. They can just
answered
change
all the
it
questions.
into
Holy
creation.
Shit. They were able to change it right around 17th century. Bang. The big push started after the 15th century as far as making the world run from God, our creators. I fuck up on that. There's more than one.
No, I think the whole getting rid of creationism and God, like the real deal, that basically arrived during the industrial age with psychology, psychiatry, that type of thing. They were very much involved into thinking up, and Darwin and his ideas, the whole group of elitish snobs that basically invented eugenics and all that.
What city are you in, Arwen?
Utrecht.
Huh?
It's in the middle of the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. Someone said you're in Canada because I'm in Toronto. So.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, I'm not in Canada. I'm not a CIA operative playing a character called Arwen. So.
I see. Okay. Because all the CIA operatives naturally live in Canada.
Yeah. It's really nice.
They come here for vacation. Yeah. All right. Hey, how about I tell a poem? Actually, I write a word poetry. Smoking.
Before we get into poetry, so just need to check if anyone's seen any links in the chat or anybody alluding to a prediction being made. About 15 minutes left, you see.
You serious? You're expecting an answer, right?
Well, The guy's claimed he'll make a prediction and he needed 48 hours to make it.
Oh,
And he also claims to be a man of his word. At the beginning of the last hangout, they were his words.
Yeah, well, you know, Jim Baker still kept getting money after he sinned too. What's your point?
That he's a liar.
One thing I will also add is that if he does join after now, you know, he's got limited time, so we will expect an immediate answer to a certain question. So if he does join, Anthony, what will be the question you ask him immediately?
I thought if you put the camera down, you would see the other side all day long, wouldn't you? Like in reality.
Why would you think that?
Stop smoking so much, dude. Seriously.
Okay, I thought you would.
So what's your question you're going to ask him when he comes in, if he comes in the next 15 minutes?
What were the 4 conditions or the variables that you put into your model to give us the result that you know that we had? And one of them will be temperature. The other 2 will be the gas law in molar form. The other one will be density, and the other one will be, well, I can't remember the 4th one. I'd look it up. And then when he gives us these temperatures, I'd look to see what time of the day those temperatures were met, and then I would be able to estimate and extrapolate what time the evidence must have been taken based on the information that he puts in to match the result that's necessary on the ball. It's only a very narrow window of opportunities, and only a very narrow window of circumstances that would be necessary or even able to create this. And I know what conditions their model must predict for this to happen. There must be a significant temperature inversion immediately above the water for this to happen. It would have to be a significant rise in temperature immediately, because there would have to be a significant density variance change between the 2 layers. And that's really the prediction that they should come up with, because that is their model. But I'm waiting to see if they even have a prediction. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, just to make it clear, we are testing a pseudoscience model, WAS. So when you say I would reject anything that he comes up with, no, I'm just pointing out to the audience that this proves nothing because it's a pseudoscience model.
Are you saying that if there's a burst of warm air that passes through the area, it would appear for a certain time and then disappear again once the burst of hot air left?
I'm predicting that Rumps is gonna, when he's gonna come on, maybe today, but probably rather tomorrow or something, somewhere in the week. He's gonna say, "No, I didn't promise anything."
Yeah, but I've shown the evidence that shows that he did. He claims he's diluting it. I blocked Rumpus on Skype because he's basically trying to do anything to get out of this by attacking me. I asked him to make a prediction on the conditions necessary on this model to explain this. And what he said is that he didn't agree to that. He agreed to model it. Well, that isn't what he agreed to, and that wasn't what was asked. So he's telling lies. But he's doing anything to wriggle out of this. But I'm all right with keeping hold of this evidence. I can keep on to it for as long as I feel necessary. And I want everybody to be aware that I'm dying to put it out there. So I'm just waiting for the Rumpus to admit that he can't make a prediction.
It's already been put out there. It's already been displayed to the public.
Oh yeah, it has. It just hasn't been on YouTube because YouTube's not credible, apparently anyway. But it has been presented to the public, so it is out there. It's just unless you were in the know, then you're not going to know it.
Well, I would go by how many of your people get sniped, and you get how many trolls you get would be the good judge.
Depends on which trolls awake at the time.
Oh. Someone who
I don't think you understand that.
Sorry, got to address this was again. So you've made up your mind that it's not real. No, it's not that I've made up my mind. By definition, we are talking about pseudoscience models and the model and its prediction. So we are not in any way talking about reality. The fact that you think this model is reality makes you a religious zealot. It is your idol. You think it's real. No, it's just a model. A pseudoscience model of the Earth you believe you live on. So dismissing it without question is absolutely necessary if you want to be honest about the world you live in. Yeah? He's not going to prove anything, even if he got the absolute perfect prediction. Seems that he needs lots more information just to make a prediction. He's now even saying that he doesn't make predictions. He can only model stuff with all the information. all meaningless in the first instance because we're talking about pseudo-science models, not the real world, mate. Get it clear.
Talking of religious zealots, where's Quantum Eraser?
Why would you call him a religious zealot?
He's a Christian fundamentalist young earther.
I've never, ever, ever on this show heard him state any of those facts or that information for that matter.
Then you've never watched any of his videos, have you?
I've not watched him state it on this show. So what I'm trying to get at is what does it have to do with anything?
No,
Why not say that the gyroscope the people who invented...
Shut up!
Yeah, Mark, stop interrupting others.
What did you say, Haunted?
I said, what does it matter anyway? The guy's pretty scientific and pretty thorough.
No, he's not.
He just applies the scientific method. It's nothing to do with what he does. He just applies a methodology. That particular methodology being the methodology used.
The group on Facebook called Flatline.
Okay, but
hang on.
Let's say he doesn't. He's still offering up information.
No, he doesn't. He reads from a script. He reads from a script.
No, he reads citations.
What's wrong with that?
It's not a script.
It's a good script.
He reads citations, not scripts.
He reads from a script.
No, it's citations. There's a difference between a script being something that actors and performers use to create a show or a television series. That is not what he is doing. He's reading citations. There is a massive difference.
No, he's an actor.
No is not an argument. No is not an argument, okay?
Yeah, I understand. What are you scared of?
I'm not scared of anything. I'm just pouncing.
You just got crap arguments. He's not reading from scripts. He's got citations for what he says.
An actor is extremely ironic to me.
Well, he does read.
Because you're not even a real person. You're an actor.
Yeah, he is.
And
That's
you
a nice
admitted
way
it.
of calling someone a liar.
Of course he's a real
I
person.
don't have a script though, do I?
Arwin, of course he's real. That's preposterous.
Yes, Arwin, stop being preposterous.
What do you bring to the table, Alan? What do you bring to the table besides criticism?
Entertainment, light relief, the odd joke.
Light relief,
eh? Who was that? Who was that directed at? Was that aimed at
you bring
Alan
jokes
or Alwyn?
to the table?
Yes, I went to Birmingham on Saturday.
How did you find it?
You know what? I just got the joke.
How did you find it, Alan?
It's just I don't think your Alan's in on it though.
This guy. Yes, I went to Birmingham Saturday.
What did you think?
There was a bomb scare in Tesco.
Bomb scare?
Tesco, isn't that like the supermarket chain?
Yes.
I like how you pick out the branding of the supermarket rather than the bomb scare bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a bomb scare? I've been in several bomb scares in Birmingham.
Yes, it was quite traumatic.
Who's your favorite Doctor Who?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Tom Baker.
Bomb scares aside, how did you get on at the Flat Earth Convention?
I didn't go. I got arrested.
Oh, really?
Really?
Well, that sense of humor of yours.
This is leading up to a gag. Come on, let him get it. Let him get it in.
So you cannot be telling jokes around England, all right? People are going to have heart attacks. You're going to be confusing old folks, all right? They're going to expect funny and laughs and whatnot, and then you're just standing there, all like. That's why we arrested you. We just wanted you to know. We'll be with you in a moment, sir. Hello. I got arrested again.
You do a pretty good British accent.
It sounded more Pakistani to me.
Okay.
That's right. It got me again. Alan, ladies and gentlemen. That was actually working on my Pakistani.
Well, to us
Yes.
Canadians.
So was that a fib then?
sounded
You didn't
pretty
go
legit.
to Birmingham? Was that a bit of a fib?
You what, Nathan?
Was it a fib?
Ozzy
You didn't really go.
No, it wasn't.
Whoa. You lift weights, Alan?
There was a.
I don't believe you went. I'll call you on that. Can you provide any evidence that you did go?
I can go. I can provide evidence. I have a £16 ticket for Cabaret World.
All right. What floor was the conference on in the hotel?
I didn't
What's
get.
that?
I didn't
what's
get.
that mean?
I didn't get to the street, Anthony. As I told you, there was a bomb scare in Tesco.
Who's your favorite Monty Python character?
John Cleese,
Actor.
of course.
you have a thing against people that play other roles? I like Eric Idle. Life's a piece of shit.
When you look at it, life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true.
Oh.
So how long has Rumpus got left?
2 minutes.
About 2 minutes, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say 5. Whoops.
Let's do a Rumpus countdown.
Don't worry about it, Mark. You've been wrong all the show, so nothing changes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, have I got ideas and they're all wrong. I know. All my ideas are wrong.
As we have only got a couple of minutes left, I'm going to get Anthony to round out with a bit of a conclusion, if you don't mind.
It is often claimed on the Ball Earth model that they have total predictive capabilities. And if not that strong, they claim that they have predictive capabilities in a more general sense. Evidence was obtained that was requested of me by the ballers to see if I could get floaty land from the beach. And I duly went back, got the evidence of the floaty land at the beach, and I asked the Rumpus if he would be gentlemanly enough to provide the circumstances or the conditions that would be necessary on the ball to make this missing 700 feet of curvature become visible. And there are 4 essential ingredients that they would need to play around with in order to achieve that. And if I quickly click on the atmospheric conditions so I read it properly, the main 4 variables are as follows: the temperature, the altitude, the pressure, and the density. They're the main things that need to be manipulated to be able to create anything to do with a prediction, a predictive model. The Rumpus claims that he made a model, and he needed the time of the day to be able to get the other information that followed. I wasn't prepared to give him the time of the day because I didn't feel that he would be honest with that information. I felt that he would backwards engineer the maths to make it fit. So what I did as a compromise was I gave him 3 times. I gave him 1 in the morning, 1 at dinner time, 1 at tea time, and basically asked him to run the numbers on his model and see what came out the other side. To date, there's been no prediction made, even though the model has predictive capabilities. I accept that I'm not qualified enough to even have an opinion on it, as per Rumpus's words, but Rumpus is definitely qualified enough and is capable of doing this said prediction, and it's not that difficult. I know what the conditions would need to be on a ball for this to happen. There would need to be a significant temperature increase at the surface of the water to give the density, to change the refracted index enough to be able to bend said light down even just a little bit. It would have to be hot. That's what the prediction on their model should be. Words to that nature of it should be hot. But so far, there's been 0 predictions, and I believe there was a hangout of some kind last night, possibly. But with the 3 times of the day, 1 of which was correct, he should be able to show us, and he should be dead proud, dead happy as punch to show us that he was able to model it, and he hasn't done it. And it's fundamentally and essentially a fail on the predictive nature of the Ball Earth model by the Rumpus, and you guys are never ever going to be able to claim again that your model has predictive capabilities, because if it wasn't capable of making a prediction, given all the information he was given, then unfortunately it goes down as a failure. And in future, ballers everywhere should be reminded of this failure by the Rumpus to make a prediction that matched the evidence, because although he hasn't seen the evidence, he knows the results of the evidence. The only way that we could see what we were able to see from the beach when looking at the floaty land in the north of the Isle of Man is the Earth is obviously and observably flat.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live panel for joining this debate and making it possible. And also a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you've not done so already, be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!